Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli. Watch the greenbacks tumble.
I think I overdid it. Everyone all set, cocked, locked, blissed. Dr. Shealy, are you blissed?
You know, I was blissed, but I always get more so when I hear you laughing.
Well, you know, about, let's say 8 seconds before the broadcast started, I put on my bliss and I said, oh man, that's a big drop. That's a big drop. And I put it on both hands and I rubbed them together and oh geez. Anyway, I am over blissed. And class, we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And if you'd like to call us, you may. We'll pay for the call. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. And there's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. John Harmon is engineering the broadcast today in Minnesota. And I'm delighted to be with Dr. Norman Shealy, medical doctor, surgeon of the year, broadcaster of over, almost 3 decades now. Author of so many books, great books. I have them here in the studio. Dr. Shealy, and you're doing another broadcast at noon today, Central Time, right?
Right.
Right, hayhouseradio.com, Hayhouse Radio, HAYHOUSE radio.com. What is your topic that you're going to be discussing today, Dr. Shealy?
Oh, 9 out of 10 times it has something to do with stress. That's all people want to talk about.
Well, that means that they're experiencing a lot of it, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. I have tried to have guests on this program half a dozen times. Nobody wants to talk to the guests. They don't even want to talk to me. They just want to ask me questions specifically about their own health problems, which is fine. I mean, that's what I've been doing on KWTO for 27 years. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy doing it because it's fun. Just like this. I don't have you to talk to on my program, but it's more fun with you.
Dr. Shealy, maybe we should just mention how we met. I was broadcasting on KWTO, a large radio station in Springfield, Missouri, and it covers AM. It covers most of the state. Rush Limbaugh is on that station. And I was the afternoon guy Monday through Friday. Dr. Shealy was on before me on Thursdays for 1 hour. And he saw me when I first started broadcasting, and I guess he could see my knees knocking as I was walking into the studio. And he decided that he was going to help me by easing some of my anxiety, being anxious before the broadcast, being anxious during the broadcast. And as a medical doctor, I'm sure he could see it. The studio's a glass-walled studio, so I'm sure he could see me from 40 feet away, approaching the studio.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I used to bring foam rubber in the studio, so put it between my knees so you couldn't hear him knocking. And so Dr. Shealy passed me this bottle. What would happen is at 3 o'clock he would sign off, and at 3 o'clock I'd jump into the studio, and we would, exchange pleasantries, and we'd talk for a couple minutes. I'd jump in my seat, and off I'd go. Well, he passed me this bottle, this vial of a substance And he said, here, this is for you. And I said, great. What is it? And he said, it's bliss. I said, okay, great. What's it do? And he told me it would put me in a state of bliss. I said, okay. And he gave me this map, and I went into the men's room and I applied it, and absolutely it put me in a state of bliss. So I've been using Dr. Shealy's formula, his formula, different from everybody else's, bliss. And I actually have 4 vials of it right here in the studio, different vials of different formulations. And it absolutely puts me at ease. And, for some people, it's very uncomfortable speaking before a group. It's uncomfortable for some speaking at the microphone. And I know this because I'll say to people, come on up here and tell us, at a meetup or something. And they'll say, no, I can't speak in front of a group. Wait a minute, it's only like 50, 60, 70 people. I don't get it. What's the problem? But, looking back years ago, it was a problem. So you become accustomed to it. But Dr. Shealy, you have this formula, Air Bliss, AIR, Bliss, absolutely works for me. No question about it. And, some people question whether it works or not. And I'll say, well, let's try it. And I say, but, here's what we'll do. We'll try it. But whatever you do, after we try it, don't smile. Absolutely do not smile. They can't do it. They cannot prevent themselves from grinning and smiling, kind of like what happens to me. So I just want to tell you, that's how you and I got acquainted at KWTO in the studio. Yep. And so, years and years ago. So, Dr. Shealy, I was thinking about something that's really of concern to me. And here it is. So, I'm a news hound, and I read the news maybe 8-10 times a day to, keep up with the latest. And there's this new beginning of a trend, and I don't like it. It's called the smart home. Now, Apple and Google are involved in this, and, they're going to try to each dominate the market. And what they want to do is make devices, even Amazon's involved. They want to make devices to allow you to control your home through just verbal communication. So, for example, if you want to turn the light up, make it brighter. You can talk to, just say, let's turn the light brighter. Lock the doors. Start the dishwasher. Air conditioner, 74 degrees. And you could make, just say these things in your own home, and these microphones combined with computers, combined with voice recognition, combined with Wi-Fi can communicate with these devices. So here's the rub. We are now taking, a home that might have just Wi-Fi, and we're adding more devices that are communicating, with Wi-Fi. And we're adding our cell phone to the mix. So we're adding more and more devices. And some people are thinking that this is a good thing. Wow, I can say air conditioner 74 degrees, and that air conditioner will respond to my command. But that means that these devices are always listening. They're always at the ready, and they're always communicating. That seems to be that is a real concern to me. What do you think, Dr. Shealy? Are we going to cook ourselves?
Absolutely. No way. I wouldn't. I'd pay you to stay away from my house or that gadget. No way.
Right. So here we're thinking that, we can have more energy efficiency. We can reduce the costs of our energy by having these smart devices. And at the same time, we've turned our homes into a large microwave oven. And instead of cooking that hot dog on the high power where it's cooked in, a minute and a half, we're now cooking ourselves in our home as a microwave oven, a large microwave oven on low. And I can't see how it would not impact our health.
No, I'm absolutely convinced that, the less we do of electrifying our house, the better.
I'm thinking about, the remote controls. Years ago, I'm talking in the 1960s, there was the emergence of a remote control for a TV, and it could do two things. it could, well, actually, you could turn the television on and off. I'm talking about a black and white portable television at this point, or a console TV, which was actually a piece of furniture that would take two guys to lift. You could turn it powered on. You could turn up the volume, turn down the volume, and change the channel. That's what it would do. And it was done with tones that were above the range of hearing. Now we've evolved to the point where that remote can do a lot of things, but now we don't have to even get up. You know, if we want to change the volume, we don't have to get up. If we want to change the program we're watching, we don't have to get up. So we've become lazy. So there's less movement. I'm thinking that, you know, now we don't even want to lock the door. We don't want to get up and lock the door. We just want to say, you know, lock the front door, lock the kitchen door, turn off the kitchen light, you know, those kinds of things. So there'll be less movement. And how are we going to?
I mean, you know, why don't they just go to bed and die?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I'm thinking about some of these women who want these rear end enlargements. So, you know, instead of going for the surgery, just go for a smart home, right? Just just sit there, and we can have a rear end enlargement just by, you know, not moving. You know, just telling our front door to lock itself and tell our air conditioner to change the temperature. But Dr. Shealy, I'm very concerned, and here's the next step. So I don't have it in my home, and I'm 100% certain that you would not have that in your home, right?
Right. No way.
But what about...
I like to move.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you even have a video on YouTube about bouncing with Dr. Shealy.
Yeah.
And you've got that extra large hot tub where you go jogging. So, I mean, you intentionally move. And I think that's what keeps us limber and trim and fit. But here's the point. The natural extension of what we're talking about is our neighbor's house. So, you know, let's say you and I get invited to, you know, one of our mutual friends' homes, and they're having just a cookout. But, you know, we all go into the kitchen and we chat, and they've got these devices. They've got the electronic smart door lock, air conditioning system, dishwasher, you know, all this. We're going to get cooked over there. So now we have to be really careful where we go. And I wonder if we're going to start saying, hey, how's it going? Do you have a smart home? You know, as we, you know, enter their home. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness. The phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
So, Dr. Shealy, I'm really concerned about, venturing out. And I'm not kidding about this because we have reported young people at a university where they installed a microwave antenna right outside one of the school buildings. And several people died of cancer as a result of being exposed and hanging out in this particular part of the university. And what we're doing is, people are objecting to these cell towers. And because they're objecting to seeing these cell towers, the companies who are installing these cell towers are disguising the cell towers. So they're making them works of art, and you really can't tell that, this structure is a microwave cell tower. So here we have more electromagnetic radiation wherever we go. And if you look going down the highway, you'll see more and more of them. And we have them in the cities. And now we're going to have even more of them in homes and businesses to electronically monitor. And of course, that's plugged into the network, the internet, and there's more and more spying potential with all of this connectivity, whether it be wired or wireless or fiber. So I'm really concerned about the effects of our health, and I'm concerned about, venturing out, including going to any restaurant. I mean, you can go to McDonald's and you'll see people with their notebook computers attached to the wireless internet at McDonald's or any restaurant.
Because it's almost like sitting in a microwave oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, the reason you and I live on farms is to get as far away from that kind of stuff as you can. And that's just one reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I guess this portion of the broadcast today is a warning that, you can't see it. Some people can't feel it. I can feel it. I know when I'm near a microwave tower. I know when I'm being targeted with radar when I go down the road. It's not like it's not like I have the ability, if I were speeding, which would not be the case, but if I were and I felt this radar, I would not have time to slam on the brake because it usually takes maybe 15, 20 seconds of being exposed to it when I realize it. But I am sensitive to it, and it makes me angry that I've been, blasted with these with these wavelengths that are doing damage to me. And here's let me explain it this way. Many years ago, I had this computer manufacturing company in Virginia. And when I worked on computers, they had metal cases. And we manufactured these computers, and I was the senior consultant. So I was the guy, the last guy that would repair computers that were difficult to repair. And I was the guy that would design what software would go on them and how it would work and so forth. So I spent a lot of time with these computers. They were completely encased in metal, and I sent them off to a testing lab in California to make sure that the electromagnetic radiation was very, very low. And it was by design. So it was a metal box, and the only area that was not metal was the slots in the back to let the hot air out of the cooling fan, and a couple small slots in the front. But I shielded them additionally with plastic that had a metallic spray to minimize the electromagnetic radiation that would leak out. Everything was fine, and I could work on a whole bunch of these computers at one time. And I had a bench that would support 8 computers at a time. And the monitors would allow me to switch, so I could have just 2 keyboards and 2 mice, 2 monitors, and it would let me look at 8 computers, and just by throwing some switches. Well, when I worked on 16 megahertz computers in the early days, I had no problem. 25 megahertz, no problem. 33, 40, 50, 66, 100 megahertz, no problem. We got up to 800 megahertz, 900 megahertz, a gigahertz. When I opened the computers up and I would work on them with the covers off, when we got to a gigahertz, I started getting confused, literally. And I would lose my place. I would start installing software on the first computer, then the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and so forth. And I would be able to remember exactly where I was when they were 16 megahertz, 25 megahertz, all the way up to maybe 500 megahertz. But as we got over 500 megahertz, especially 800, 900 megahertz, and gigahertz, I could not remember where I was, and I would get confused until I put the covers back on the computer to shield the electromagnetic radiation. Can we talk about those frequencies when we come back? Dr. Norman Shealy, medical doctor. I'm Vincent Finelli. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Yuvia needed financing to grow her restaurant business, but her banks simply didn't understand.
I was frustrated.
Yuvia found On Deck Business Loans.
On Deck did it for me. I called on Saturday, and I had $50,000 in my account on Monday morning.
How about the terms?
Incredibly easy. It doesn't mess with your cash flow.
On Deck changed everything.
This company, On Deck, is going to be there for me.
Was it a good move?
I'm looking to increase sales probably 30%.
Been in business for at least a year with $100,000 plus in revenue? On Deck can get you $5,000 to $250,000 in as little as one business day, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
On Deck has opened up so many doors for me now. Truly, the sky is the limit. I'm excited.
Apply now at OnDeckLending.com or call 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430.
Loan subject to lender approval.
Are you suffering from EP? The symptoms include fraudulent charges to your credit card. Your subway card says it's empty, but you bought it yesterday. Someone's been in your hotel room, but the desk clerk says they only show you entering the room. These are signs of EP. Electronic pickpocketing. Payment cards, transit cards, even hotel room keys use a radio chip, so you can just wave your card at the register, the turnstile, or your hotel room door. But what's convenient for you is also convenient for thieves, waving scanners to electronically pickpocket you without even touching you. The good news is there's a cure. ID Stronghold has created leather wallets and clutches that have built-in EP protection. Layers of shielding material cleverly concealed in a beautiful leather wallet that stops the symptoms of EP. Go to idstronghold.com now and get the cure. idstronghold.com. Warning, ID Stronghold wallets could lead to feelings of safety and security, comfort in crowds, and euphoria. If you experience these emotions, immediately inform your friends and family about idstronghold.com so they can feel better too.
Class, Dr. Norman Shealy's with us. normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY.com. And you go to his website and you can search for optimal health and some of the great medical tips and suggestions he has for you to live longer, live healthier. And you can sign up for the same newsletter that I get, absolutely free, multiple times per week. So if you're interested, normshealy.com. And there's a link on the website, usaprepares.com, under the instructors tab. Dr. Shealy, as I was saying, I used to work on these computers, and when they were 16 megahertz, I could have an open computer, with the motherboard exposed, with the CPU exposed, with the memory exposed, no problem. 25 megahertz, no problem. All the way up to 500 megahertz. And, about 800 megahertz, 500 megahertz, I started feeling a little bit of a problem. And as we got to 800 megahertz more, and when I got to a gigahertz, 1,000 megahertz, I had all kinds of problems remembering what in the heck I was doing. Seriously, I'm not kidding. And is there a medical reason why that particular frequency range, let's say close to a gigahertz, would confuse the mind?
Well, remember, the brain is totally electrical. And basically, your brain right now is functioning somewhere between, maybe 15 and 30 pulses per second. That's its alert frequency. And so any frequency above that can sort of interfere. 60 cycle, interestingly, in general, interferes more than 50 cycle for some reason. In fact, 50 cycle is antidepressant for the brain, but 60 cycle is irritating. So every frequency differs. Now, on the other hand, when you get up to multiple gigahertz, 52 to 78, in moderation, that's good for the body. That heals the body. but it's at a billionth of a watt per centimeter square, which is pretty low intensity, and you wouldn't want that 24 hours a day. A 10 billionth of a watt at 52 to 78 billion cycles per second is actually what you get when you're outside. That comes from the sun. So all of these things vary, and people who already are depressed are much, much more sensitive to the 60 cycle activity, for instance, than people who are not depressed. And interestingly, flying in an airplane, according to one German scientist, 6 hours, which is the trip from here to Europe or back, is equal. It produces free radicals, damage in the body, equal to smoking 200 cigarettes in 6 hours.
Wow. So, Dr. Shealy, is that why our parents told us to go get some sunshine, to modulate, to regulate our bodies so that we would be healthier and have a better outlook on life? I mean, didn't it do both of those things?
Yes. Part of it. There's no question. Being outside, for most people, I mean, I'm not talking about in bright sunlight. You could be in the shade of a tree because you still get the gigafrequencies. Being outside is mentally pleasing, alerting, enhancing, good. Living in a cave, which is a house today, is not good.
You know, when there was this problem in Springfield, Missouri, there was a shopping mall, and some shoppers would pull into the mall and they would power off their car, and they would hit their key fob, lock the car, leave, and come back and try to enter their car or a small truck with this remote unlocking system, and they couldn't get into their car, and they couldn't start their car. And something happened between, when they pulled into the parking lot and when they left, or at least it appeared that way. And it wasn't just one particular make and model. There were a whole bunch of them that this problem occurred all of a sudden. And these vehicles were being towed away to the dealerships. And when they got to the dealership, the vehicle could be started right on the tow truck and then backed off. So the vehicles would work fine, but they didn't work in this parking lot. And what happened was the vehicles had this remote start that ran on a 300 megahertz frequency, or very close to that. And it appears that someone installed a FM radio transmitter, which was 100 megahertz. So three times the frequency of the FM transmitter near this parking lot. The 100 megahertz frequency of the FM transmitter interfered with and overpowered the 300 megahertz low power remote or keyless start and keyless unlocking of vehicles. So I'm wondering, as you said this, and all they had to do was remove this FM transmitter, and then these cars would work fine in the parking lot. So it was 300 megahertz being overpowered by 100 megahertz. So it was a multiple of 3 of the frequency of the FM transmitter. Now, when you mentioned, I wrote down 15 to 30 pulses per second, so that would be 15 to 30 cycles per second. And then you mentioned 60 cycles would interfere with some people's bodies. And that is a multiple of 2 of 30 pulses per second. So could that be the reason? It's a harmonic.
Absolutely.
So same thing is happening with our bodies that happens with these cars. I mean, a similar concept. Very fascinating. So, Dr. Shealy, 60 cycles is everywhere. I mean, if you come into my house, I go to your house, we go out to the barn, where we have electricity in the barn, there's 60 cycles everywhere. It's in, if you go to the mall, if you go to a restaurant, everywhere.
Yeah. We would have been far, far better off if with AC current they had chosen 50 cycle.
Now, 50 cycle was used in the New York subway system, And we could see the lights flickering at 50 cycles per second. And, if you had an incandescent light bulb, you could kind of see it flickering at 50 cycles. Maybe that's why they went to 60 cycles, so we wouldn't see the flickering. It's still there, but we just can't see it.
Well, that's true. Interestingly, in general, depending upon the color of the light, the eyes begin to fuse, if you will, the flickers when you get above 40. But obviously, you've noticed something I didn't know. I have a color therapy device called Luminatron, and when it says it's above 40, I don't see the flicker at all.
Okay, that'd be interesting to experiment with, and maybe I can hook up some equipment here at the farm and experiment with different frequencies and see at what point I notice the difference. At 62 years old, it'd be interesting. See if it's changed over the years. Dr. Shealy, one of our instructors stopped by the house last night. Gary Franklin. He's a physicist. He's one of our instructors, and he was leaving, late last night, and we had a great chat, around the kitchen table, and it was kind of an unexpected visit, and I'm so glad he came. And we were talking about experiments that the Russians have done with creating heart attacks, and he was telling me that there's certain frequencies that could be used at a distance that could create a heart attack. Have you heard of that technology?
I have heard of it, but I have not seen scientific, evidence of it.
Okay.
It's one of those rumors, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know Bob Dylan in one of his songs talked about, the government had a heart attack machine. And, you have to wonder if they're using this. And, imagine something the size of a very small pistol. And you could just point it at someone, from 100 feet away, laser pinpoint accuracy, and give that person a heart attack. And then there'd be no physical evidence. I mean, you could say, well, I had a heart attack, but, you wouldn't see a bullet wound. You wouldn't see a burn mark. You would see no torn flesh. Person would just fall down, if he's standing, or just fall over if he's sitting. And these are kind of scary concepts, Dr. Shealy. And as we go forward with all these weapons that are being unveiled, it's just one more thought of that puts us more more uncomfortable just thinking about it. So you think it's possible?
Oh yes. Let's face it. Our ability to create variety is unfortunately exceeded by our intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was thinking about, one of the top stories in the news is a person by the name of Caitlin. He used to have a different name. It used to be called Bruce. And I'm talking about Bruce Jenner, who's undergone surgery. And one of the stories I read said that after his surgery, or after her surgery, actually, I guess it would be her now, after her surgery, no, it'd be his surgery. Boy, it's confusing. So after the surgery, Bruce woke up and had a panic attack about, oh man, did I go too far, with the surgery? And so I have a few questions, medical type questions about this. It seems really difficult for me to understand how a person would say, something's wrong here. I need to change sexes. That's one thing. But when we come back, Dr. Shealy, would you help me with this question? Do you think it's possible that when he was a college athlete and an excellent athlete, that maybe he took some substances, some chemicals that changed his gender in his mind or physically, and then he ultimately had the surgery? By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
The human body is extraordinary, despite all the stress we inflict upon it. Thousands of people across the country use an extremely effective product to help their body stay balanced. It's Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural herbal formula designed to help maintain healthy blood pressure, clean arteries, promote good circulation, and balance cholesterol. Heart and Body Extract, along with good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free from pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of Heart and Body Extract. Learn more and read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers at heartandbody.com. Heart and Body Extracts offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. For free info, call 866-295-5305 now. That's 866-295-5305 or heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries welcome. 866-295-5305.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Yuvia needed financing to grow her restaurant business, but her banks simply didn't understand.
I was frustrated.
Yuvia found On Deck Business Loans.
On Deck did it for me. I called on Saturday, and I had $50,000 in my account on Monday morning.
How about the terms?
Incredibly easy. It doesn't mess with your cash flow.
On Deck changed everything.
This company, On Deck, is going to be there for me.
Was it a good move?
I'm looking to increase sales probably 30%.
Been in business for at least a year with $100,000 plus in revenue? On Deck can get you $5,000 to $250,000 in as little as 1 business day. And they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
On Deck has opened up so many doors for me now. Truly, the sky is the limit. I'm excited.
Apply now at OnDeckLending.com or call 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430.
Loan subject to lender approval.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Dr. Shealy's with us, normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY.com. Medical doctor, PhD times 3, brain surgeon, surgeon of the year. Dr. Shealy, I was thinking about Bruce Jenner, and he was an incredible athlete, in the 70s. He was a hairy guy. I mean, if you look at old pictures of him, he had really hairy legs. He's a masculine guy. And then he became more interested in being feminine. And he had some surgery, and now he calls himself a woman. Is it possible that maybe this is pure speculation, that to improve his performance as an athlete, he consumed some chemicals that altered his mind to the point where he decided that, he was no longer male? Is that a possibility?
It's an interesting question. And we do know that when you start artificially tampering with the body's hormones, you can screw it up forever. Just taking the pill is remarkably harmful long-term to a woman's pituitary control system. So yeah, you're right. It could be. It is indeed possible also that he always had a, confused identity. It does seem odd that he would wait so long in life to try to make such a change. Personally, of course, my belief that anybody who's got that kind of concern should not have sexual transformation, but should have adequate past life therapy sessions, because I tend to believe that the major underlying problem is a bleed through from a previous life.
So, Dr. Shealy, going back through some of the things that we've talked about, I believe what you're saying is that there's a distinct possibility that Bruce Jenner could have repaired these problems and avoided all of this surgery and could have come out whole as a guy, as a male.
Yes, I do believe that. In fact, I had a question yesterday from one of Dr. Morris Netherton's graduates who now practices past life therapy, whether anyone had done a study working with so-called transgender people doing past life therapy. And I said, I know of no study doing it, but certainly Morris and I've talked about it, and he's had individual cases where he's worked with them. So at the top of my list would be a competent past life therapist working with such a person.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Shealy, this transgender thing is something that has just appeared recently. I mean, at least to me, I don't remember ever hearing of anything about this in the 1950s, 60s, or 70s. Was there such a thing?
Absolutely. It's probably been around all along. But Vince, in the 60s, things began to change. Things that were maybe 0.5% gradually exploded into consciousness. And let's face it, a huge percentage of people get confused early in life because they feel ignored or truly are ignored or abused physically, sexually, or psychologically. And that is the people who wind up with every known psychological emotional disorder. And it's that disruption in oxytocin that we've talked about a number of times that really begins to confuse people. If you don't have adequate oxytocin, you just don't relate well, even to yourself, let alone to other people.
Dr. Shealy, based on that, it appears to me that there's only a small percentage of people who have the appropriate amount of oxytocin. I mean, there are a lot of people who are dysfunctional. I mean, the majority. Would you say that's close?
Yes. That's why a majority of people have illnesses.
Wow.
99% of illnesses are stress.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Dr. Shealy and I will be right back after top of the hour news and commercial announcements. NormShealy.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
How many good people procrastinate? When was the last time you updated your last will and testament, your living will, and your healthcare power of attorney? If you could get these documents included with your Legal Shield membership for no additional charge, wouldn't it just make sense to have the peace of mind of owning a Legal Shield membership? Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, blissed. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Dr. Shealy's with us. Dr. Norman Shealy, normshealy.com. Dr. Shealy, I mentioned during hour number 1 that Gary Franklin, a physicist, stopped by the farm last night, and we had a lovely chat at the kitchen table over a cup of coffee. And as he was leaving, we noticed over the farm a brilliant chemtrail. And we know that these chemtrails have aluminum and barium in them. And so here's where I'm going with this. I know that when I was in elementary school, I was able to make a battery, we'll call it a wet cell, out of 2 dissimilar metals. For example, copper and zinc separated by maybe a quarter of an inch or a half an inch distance, both dipped in a saltwater solution. So you could use some mild acid as an electrolyte. So here's where I'm thinking. The body has microelements in it, and it's hemoglobin. For example, copper, zinc, and as well as other microelements, metallic microelements. So let's add to that the inhalation of aluminum through these chemtrails. And so now we have a lot more aluminum in our bodies, and we have lead in our bodies from all the solder joints in copper pipes and other natural sources. So now we have a whole bunch of these metals in our body. And we have an electrolyte in our body. Our body's mostly water, right? And so we can make electricity. Now, what would happen if we excite or use cell towers or microwave devices, cell phones, cordless phones, these smartphones, these smart meters, all of this electromagnetic radiation now is turned on, and we have even more metal in our body to create cells. I'm talking about cells like a battery is a collection of cells. And now we have billions of cells creating electricity in our body excited by microwave frequencies. Is this a recipe to make us violent and do things that we would not normally do because the enhanced batteries in our body as a result of these dissimilar metals in our body's electrolyte?
You know, interestingly, Vince, you're suggesting that the psychopaths who create this kind of thing have enough common sense to know what they're doing, and they somehow can protect themselves from the crap they've spread all the whole world. I mean, let's face it. Psychopaths have no conscience, first of all. That's the number one characteristic. They can murder you and have absolutely no guilt whatsoever. And so anyone who is crazy enough to think that they can poison the world, whether it's with electricity or it's chemicals or other kinds of poisons, doesn't have the ability to discriminate, and they don't understand that they are subjecting themselves, as if they care about anything other than themselves and any family that they might have, to the same poison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, Dr. Shealy, is I know for a fact that when I was in elementary school, I would make these wet cells. I mean, literally just two dissimilar metals. And I experimented with all kinds of metals like copper and zinc, iron and zinc, iron and copper. And from what I remember, I was able to create current, electricity with almost any two dissimilar metals. You couldn't take zinc and zinc, but you could take copper and zinc. You could, and literally you could, if you have a voltmeter that's sensitive, you could take a piece of copper wire and a spoon and connect and put it in salt water in a glass and put one test probe of the meter on the copper wire and the other test probe on the spoon, and you'll be able to measure electricity. Literally. And if you put them in series, if you get a whole bunch of these glasses and do the same thing and you put them positive, negative, you've now created a battery, a battery of cells. Well, I'm thinking that we've got, trillions of these aluminum particles.
Oh, yeah.
In our bodies. And it just turn on the cell phone and make us nuts. Literally. Excite them. And I'm wondering if this is a plan.
Well, I think it's a psychotic plan.
Mm-hmm.
But as all psychotic plans, it's crazy. I mean, by definition, the ultimate craziness is psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Would you say that it's possible to overpower or impact our normal processes of our bodies through the introduction of micro elements like aluminum?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it's no different from HAARP, HAARP.
Right.
the use of electromagnetic to change weather and consciousness and mind in general.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going with this, Dr. Shealy. Exactly that, enhanced with aluminum in our bodies. This has been bothering me all night.
Well, you just do the best you can. And interestingly, recently, when I had a provocative chelation test, I did not have any significant amount of aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
I had a high level of lead and a high level of bismuth and a moderately high level of barium and thallium, of all things. And I checked my water source, and none of that came from our well water. So, it came out of the air somewhere.
Interesting. And well, actually, Dr. Shealy, lead, when you and I were younger, toothpaste used to come in lead tubes.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, even before that, there was pewter. People used to drink out of pewter cups, and they were loaded with it.
Correct. And I had a home that had brass pipes. They looked just like the galvanized plumbing that we had in the 1940s, but this house was made with brass threaded pipe, and brass has lead and copper in it. Now, most people would think that copper plumbing would be good, and I've heard that there's one of the reasons why some people get prematurely white hair is a copper deficiency. I grew up with copper plumbing, but the copper plumbing was soldered at the joints, at the elbows, at the T's, at the couplings, and the unions with lead solder. So there was always, the possibility of lead in the water for a lot of us. And a lot of, commercial plumbing a lot of commercial plumbing today is copper, but they removed a lot of the lead from the solder. But those solder joints, still introduced lead into our drinking water. That's another, and those toothpaste tubes, I remember in the 1960s, folding or, squeezing the end of the tube and then rolling it up and, to a smaller and smaller, physical size to get that last amount of toothpaste out when I was growing up. And then they found that, that wasn't so good. So they changed the toothpaste tubes and they eliminated lead from them. But really, we used to brush our teeth with toothpaste in lead tubes. I was wondering about, along the same line of thinking, Dr. Shealy, microwave cooking. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure just about every household has a microwave oven.
Except mine.
Yeah. And do you think that there is a link between cooking with a microwave oven? So, heating up spaghetti, cooking vegetables in the microwave oven, because, if you read the internet, they'll say, well, cooking vegetables on the stove is not as healthy as microwave cooking. Here's my question. Do you think there's a link between cooking with microwaves? That could be heating water for tea, warming up coffee, heating spaghetti, cooking vegetables, cooking meals, and disease. Have you found a link, studied whether there is a link between microwave cooking and bringing on disease of any kind?
Yes, I don't think there's any question. But there's so many things that are poison today, it's hardly to pin it down to just that. But if anybody wants to test this, I have a suggestion. Boil a cup of water in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Boil another cup of water on the stove in a regular pot. Be sure it's not an aluminum pot. And let them both cool to room temperature and taste test them. The water from microwave cooking tastes awful. And if it can change the taste of plain old water, what on earth is it doing to food? We know it's destroying a lot of the amino acids, among other things.
Well, that's something that's almost a free test, class. So if you'd like to try that, please do. So we're talking about boiling water on the stove and boiling water in the microwave oven. Let them cool. Do a taste test. And I'd love to know the results. So if you decide to do it, email us, please. Vincent at usaprepares.com. Vincent at USA. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into purple debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power, a gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Are you suffering from EP? The symptoms include fraudulent charges to your credit card. Your subway card says it's empty, but you bought it yesterday. Someone's been in your hotel room, but the desk clerk says they only show you entering the room. These are signs of EP. Electronic pickpocketing. Payment cards, transit cards, even hotel room keys use a radio chip, so you can just wave your card at the register, the turnstile, or your hotel room door. But what's convenient for you is also convenient for thieves, waving scanners to electronically pickpocket you without even touching you. The good news is there's a cure. ID Stronghold has created leather wallets and clutches that have built-in EP protection. Layers of shielding material cleverly concealed in a beautiful leather wallet that stops the symptoms of EP. Go to idstronghold.com now and get the cure. idstronghold.com. Warning, ID Stronghold wallets could lead to feelings of safety and security, comfort in crowds, and euphoria. If you experience these emotions, immediately inform your friends and family about idstronghold.com so they can feel better too.
Dr. Shealy's with us, and we've been talking about the dangers of electromagnetic radiation. So, Dr. Shealy, would you say that the simplest and easiest thing we can do to protect ourselves is just not use a microwave oven?
Right. I do not have one in my house and never will.
Mm-hmm.
That's the easy way.
And I've got to tell you that since I have not had a cell phone, I've been able to travel. I got there. I got back. I made it all the way to the farm cooperative 2 miles down the road. I made it all the way there and back without a cell phone. Then I ventured out to the bank 20 miles away. I made it all the way there and back without a cell phone. Then, I became more adventurous and I drove to Arkansas. I did not need a cell phone to get to Arkansas and back. So, Dr. Shealy, we can do it. we can wean ourselves off these cell phones. We can actually enhance our lives. And some people have said, how did I ever get along without the cell phone? And I'm saying, how did I ever get along with the cell phone? Because it is so delightful not having that darn thing ring and ping me and tell me I've got messages. It is great not being tied to a cell phone. It really is. So I'm here to say that we can do it. Dr. Shealy, breastfeeding. Our cows, our mama cows, provide milk for their babies. And those babies will continue drinking their mama's milk for a long time. As a matter of fact, they would go past a year if we'd let them. And I'm wondering, there was a post on the internet about this woman who's breastfeeding her 5-year-old as well as her 2-year-old, simultaneously, one on one side, one on the other side. So she's breastfeeding two. One of them is 5 years old. And this woman is saying that it helps improve her, the 5-year-old's IQ. And she's thinking that she's going to continue doing it till 10 years old. Now, there's a social taboo against doing that, Dr. Shealy, right? But what's the medical thoughts you have about breastfeeding and how long should we breastfeed? And is there an advantage to increase the IQ with longer breastfeeding?
Well, we don't know. Certainly, there are no studies going beyond a year. We do know that children who are breastfed for at least 6 months have a marked decrease in allergies. That's perhaps the single most important advantage of breastfeeding. We know that breastfeeding encourages and enhances the normal healthy bacteria in the intestines also, which is a lifelong benefit in general. And certainly, children who are truly well nurtured, if they got at least some breastfeeding, let's say even a week or two, do better than children who never get any. But we do know that there are no studies that show prolonged breastfeeding so individual cases, give you a suggestion, but they don't prove much.
Mm-hmm. There's a study that says that breastfeeding lowers the possibility of leukemia by 20%. So significant breastfeeding. I'm not talking about 5 years. I'm just talking about those who have breastfed their children. Those children have a lower incidence of leukemia than those who have not. So,
and that comes from the immune system. And the immune system, of course, is virtually controlled by those normal bacteria in the intestine.
So when we try to tamper with Mother Nature, every time we do it, it sounds like the results are negative. So, for example, back in the 1950s, why breastfeed your child? You can have this super formula that, this right from the lab. This is the good stuff. Breast milk is, inferior to this new medical marvel, of baby formula. And moms, you don't have to be tied down to your child. You can neglect your child. You don't have to breastfeed your child. You can go right to work and have all the conveniences of not having to breastfeed your child. So, that's one thing that happened in the 1950s. And then you look at the amount of diseases that have flourished since the 1950s. Yeah. And I think you're absolutely right, Dr. Shealy. I think there is, we can easily connect those dots. And when we come back, can we talk about, are there benefits to fasting? And By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Are you suffering from EP? The symptoms include fraudulent charges to your credit card. Your subway card says it's empty, but you bought it yesterday. Someone's been in your hotel room, but the desk clerk says they only show you entering the room. These are signs of EP. Electronic pickpocketing. Payment cards, transit cards, even hotel room keys use a radio chip, so you can just wave your card at the register, the turnstile, or your hotel room door. But what's convenient for you is also convenient for thieves, waving scanners to electronically pickpocket you without even touching you. The good news is there's a cure. ID Stronghold has created leather wallets and clutches that have built-in EP protection. Layers of shielding material cleverly concealed in a beautiful leather wallet that stops the symptoms of EP. Go to idstronghold.com now and get the cure. idstronghold.com. Warning, ID Stronghold wallets could lead to feelings of safety and security, comfort in crowds, and euphoria. If you experience these emotions, immediately inform your friends and family about idstronghold.com so they can feel better too.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
Yuvia needed financing to grow her restaurant business, but her banks simply didn't understand.
I was frustrated.
Yuvia found On Deck Business Loans.
On Deck did it for me. I called on Saturday, and I had $50,000 in my account on Monday morning.
How about the terms?
Incredibly easy. It doesn't mess with your cash flow.
On Deck changed everything.
This company, On Deck, is going to be there for me.
Was it a good move?
I'm looking to increase sales probably 30%.
Been in business for at least a year with $100,000 plus in revenue? On Deck can get you $5,000 to $250,000 in as little as 1 business day. And they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
On Deck has opened up so many doors for me now. Truly, the sky is the limit. I'm excited.
Apply now at OnDeckLending.com or call 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430. Loan subject to lender approval.
Dr. Shealy, there's a story on the internet about this this woman who was the kitchen manager at an elementary school in Colorado. And she was fired because she gave away some meals, to some hungry children. Now, these hungry children, one of them forgot his lunch money, and he was crying and he was hungry, and so she gave him a meal, and she did this more than once. And she wasn't just violating policy because she felt like violating the policy, but what she did was she gave away lunches to these young children who were hungry. Now, doesn't not having food in your body increase lack of concentration and fatigue, and doesn't it enhance behavior problems?
Oh, absolutely. You know, there are many, many stresses in life, but lack of food implies total lack of nurturing. You know, I mean, what's the number one nurturing act is breastfeeding. And when someone doesn't get food, no matter how good the parents are, they're missing that normal human nurturing, among other things, including chemicals, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants that are essential for health.
And I know that if my gasoline-powered vehicles run out of gasoline, they just stop. I know that if our diesel-powered tractors run out of diesel, they stop. And why? It seems inhumane to me to not give someone some food at school. I mean, really, what's the problem? I mean, to me, it seems that the principal would have some fund to offset those who just either forgot their lunch money, or they say, or the kitchen cafeteria help would say, okay, Johnny, tell you what, let me put you on the list and we'll make it up tomorrow, because I know you have, parents who can afford this. They could say it discreetly. So we'll work this out tomorrow, but I want to make sure you have something to eat. So here's a full lunch, just like everyone else got. So we have free lunches, we have reduced cost lunches, and we have full price lunches for these students, but firing the cafeteria manager, the kitchen manager, for providing food to these young people who are in school hungry, is over the top. So I think what we'll do is I'll find out the telephone number of the school, and we'll call the principal or the superintendent, and we'll tell them that so let's let these children go hungry, and we're going to try to stop this if we can. It seems like the rules need to be bent in certain cases, and this seems to be one of those cases where the golden rule applies, not the school rule. Yes?
Oh, I'm with you all the way. And yet, I don't know what the answer is. I just don't know. But we should be helping people get adequate food, of all things. That, to me, is more critical than housing, and it's kind of important to have that, too. But food is essential for life and function and everything.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we have plenty of money for sports events and sports training and all that, but it doesn't seem like we can feed our children. Chris in Colorado, you're on with Dr. Norman Shealy. Welcome.
Good morning to two of my favorite people on the whole planet. This is Chris from Colorado.
Chris, it's great to hear your voice.
Wonderful to hear you guys. I've got way too many questions for the small amount of time. Let me just throw in, Vincent, I did the presentation at the expo on hemp, And that's one of my main deals, is that industrial hemp, not cannabis, but the stuff that doesn't get you high. I was literally living off that for like 3 months, only living off hemp protein powder and water. And I found that my health actually improved. I felt way better. So I came up with an idea. Vincent, you have a guy that's called in that said, why don't we eliminate welfare and just put people on treadmills and pay them $10 an hour? My idea is to let's eliminate welfare, and you can have all the free hemp protein powder you'd like, instead of welfare checks where they go out and buy Pepsi and sodium hot dogs, you know?
Well, you're certainly onto something useful. I need to ask you a question. I know about hemp heart as a protein supplement. Is hemp powder essentially powdered hemp heart seeds?
What it is, that's a great question, Dr. Shealy. I wondered about that for about a year, and I finally found out by talking to the president of Oilseed Canada, the guy that grows most of the seed up in Manitoba. And hemp protein powder is simply, after they press the oil out of the seeds, which the oil, you know, is loaded with omega-3 and omega-6, and you can also run your car off it. But after they do that, they have the solid material left over from the pressed seeds. That's all hemp protein powder is. And so they can sift it out, dry it and sift it, and sell it as a fiber-dense product. Or they can sift it even more, which costs more money because it's more processing, and it's denser protein with less fiber. And that's really like the whole story of the protein powder itself. Now, you can also juice the leaves. There's doctors on YouTube that say they've been feeding juiced leaves to their patients for years, and there's a couple doctors on YouTube that just swear by that. And I've experimented with that a little bit. I'm actually growing industrial hemp this year in Colorado. I've got an acre I'm going to be growing. And I can't wait till I've got fresh leaves that I can juice, and I'm going to be calling in and let you guys know how that goes.
You know, Chris, we're talking with Chris Farnworth in Colorado, USAPrepares.com instructor. Chris, in Missouri, we passed the Right to Farm Amendment. And so now, even though we had a right to farm before, now we have an amendment that lets us farm. And I'm wondering if we can just grow hemp without, in some regions you can't grow it, but in some you can. And I'm wondering if we can just push the limits and just start growing hemp right here in Missouri and say, wait a minute, we have a right to farm. Buzz off.
Well, that's what we're actually doing in Colorado, Vincent. See, as you recall, my girlfriend lives in Israel. Israel, they have one government, pretty much. If they say you can do it because you're not going to have another group coming at you. In this country, this is a mind blower. We've got over 88,000 different governments. Everybody from the boys in Washington, you know, the mob folks, right down to your local sewage authority that claims they have power over you too. So we have 88,000 different governments here trying to tell us what to do and charging us money to do it. And so what we're doing in Colorado is we had the voter referendum where we put it on the ballot against the will of the politicians because we got 90,000 signatures, voted it in against their will. They did their best to stop it. And now we have legalized within the 10th Amendment states' rights of Colorado the right to grow hemp. Well, when I go get my commercial license, they make you sign on a dotted line saying, well, look, the feds don't like this stuff. And so it's between you and the feds. We got nothing to do with it. We're only the state of Colorado. And then you have to go to your county government and get permission from them. And for example, Jefferson County, where I live here in Colorado, I've been bugging them so much about answering the question that the county actually paged me personally to tell me I'm like one of the first people that knows in Jefferson County that they're okay with growing industrial hemp. just because I bugged him so much, I'm on their list. Hey, call this guy because we're sick of hearing from him, you know. So there's 3 different governments now that I have a relationship when I'm growing my hemp. One of them isn't so good. One of them is saying, go for it. And the other gave me a phone call that said, I think it's all right with us. Yeah.
So we'll check for the other 8,000 agents.
Exactly. You know, so it's funny stuff. But, Vincent, I'm with you, man. It's, you know, like the first guy that grew it out here in Colorado, his name's Ryan. 2 years ago, he grew it, like 80 acres or 40 acres. He had a whole bunch of courage, and he put out a little pamphlet that said, it's time to grow. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you, Vincent. It still grows wild in Nebraska. And, you know, when they had the Hemp for Freedom campaign in World War II, we got hemp growing all over our country to this day, left over from 1940s. And, you know, let's just do it. And I think that's the only way to do it, because these guys...
Let me ask a rhetorical question. When I lived in Virginia, they used to have these helicopters and planes with instruments that were hung off in little pods that would detect the growing of marijuana on farms. I'm sure they fly over our farm and look for, you know, signatures that that might indicate that, you know, there's some growing of marijuana on our farm. There isn't. I let our cows have access to the whole farm, so that if someone does plant an illegal crop, that the cows will just eat it, and, you know, it'll be a waste of everybody's time to try to do that to us. But, you know, there are these government agencies who have planted marijuana on farms, and then they seize the farms. So here's my rhetorical question. So what would happen if the village, you know, people in the village planted marijuana on farms that belong to politicians and then turned them in? Just a rhetorical question. What would happen? I don't know.
That's why I love you right there, Vincent.
Chris, can you stick with us? By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
Are you suffering from EP? The symptoms include fraudulent charges to your credit card. Your subway card says it's empty, but you bought it yesterday. Someone's been in your hotel room, but the desk clerk says they only show you entering the room. These are signs of EP. Electronic pickpocketing. Payment cards, transit cards, even hotel room keys use a radio chip, so you can just wave your card at the register, the turnstile, or your hotel room door. But what's convenient for you is also convenient for thieves, waving scanners to electronically pickpocket you without even touching you. The good news is there's a cure. ID Stronghold has created leather wallets and clutches that have built-in EP protection. Layers of shielding material cleverly concealed in a beautiful leather wallet that stops the symptoms of EP. Go to idstronghold.com now and get the cure. idstronghold.com. Warning, ID Stronghold wallets could lead to feelings of safety and security, comfort in crowds, and euphoria. If you experience these emotions, immediately inform your friends and family about idstronghold.com so they can feel better too.
Class, Dr. Norman Shealy's with us, medical doctor, and Chris Farnworth is with us. He's an engineer from Colorado. He's a USAprepares.com instructor. And both of these gentlemen were at the Get Prepared Expo. And Dr. Shealy, you've been talking about the benefits of hemp hearts. I know that you eat them and you've recommended them for quite a while on this broadcast. Here's the question for Chris. Chris, would you consider doing a series of broadcasts spaced, several weeks apart about hemp processes, how to grow hemp, and so forth?
Oh, yes. I will do that. And if people if you don't mind plug in my own website.
Sure.
If people, and just watch the video, that's all I ask. It's just educational. And it's a good way for people at their own pace to start to come up to speed about industrial hemp. It's called hemp-health.com. And it's a dash.
Chris, what I'll do is I'll post a link right on page 1 of USA Prepares, hemp-health.com.
Yeah,
and we can watch the video. And so I'll call you after the broadcast. Absolutely.
Chris.
Yes, sir.
It is published on their bag from the Manitoba people that hemp hearts contain taurine. But they can't tell me how much taurine is in the protein. Taurine is ordinarily found only in animal products. If indeed there's a significant amount of taurine, that alone needs to be strongly pushed. Have you measured the amino acid content of hemp protein powder?
Well, Dr. Shealy, I'm getting well connected in the world of industrial hemp because I've been working on it for a couple of years, and I can get those questions answered for you.
Boy, I would love that, because I would like to promote that, because taurine is deficient in 86% of people who are depressed. It's deficient in people who have epilepsy, among other things. So that is a really important concept.
Well, what's so cool, if you watch my video, you'll see how kooky, just kooky is the only word I can use. When you start to research industrial hemp, it's literally God's gift to mankind from so many angles that it's like a mind blower. And when I say mind blower, I'd like to add in that I completely agree with you, Dr. Shealy, about cannabis, which is the THC cannabinoid in what we call marijuana. I don't smoke pot. I grew up in Detroit, so I was surrounded by drugs, but I don't even drink alcohol. But I can literally live off industrial hemp, which has below 0.3% THC. And I just wanted to validate what you say about cannabis, that you believe it attacks degrades the frontal lobes. I'm with you on 100%, Dr. Shealy, on that. So.
Well, let's keep pushing this idea, because, it sounds to me, as usual, as if the establishment in its psychotic behavior has blocked one of the greatest health benefiters on the planet.
Oh, they have an agenda, I assure you. Because, like I said in my lecture there, you got a lot of positive feedback, Vincent, from that. We don't even need petroleum. And I know there's another mind blower for you, but it's actually true. The first Model T Henry Ford created was designed to run off hemp oil instead of, because they didn't even have gasoline back in 1900, readily available. But all the farmers across this country had gallons of hemp oil sitting in their farms, the hemp farmers. And that's why he designed the Model T to run off hemp oil. And so imagine going to your gas pump, okay, filling your car, and then putting the nozzle in your mouth and taking a little gulp of the oil. Yeah.
A little snack.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Chris, I've got the link on the website, page 1, hemp-health.com. Page 1, class, if you'd like to follow that link, it's right there right now. And Dr. Shealy is going to be broadcasting in about an hour and 3 minutes. HayHouseRadio.com. Dr. Shealy, thank you so much for being with us. And Chris, you and I will chat after the broadcast, and we'll build this series of hemp classes right here on USAPrepares.com. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Do good people ever want to call an attorney just to find out if they're right or wrong? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what are you forced to think about first? Money. If you could call as often as you wanted and talk as long as you need without a bill, would you call? Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.